Let's talk today about a seek to understand conversation. The purpose of it is to show up really open minded, unbiased, not defensive, with the curiosity of hoping to understand what your spouse or what this other person is feeling and thinking. Now, this seek to understand conversation is, I'm going to talk about where it is in the frame of it all, and then we're going to dial into just a couple things that are really essential about it. When you're feeling like there's something important that you need to confide in and share, you use a formula that communicates assertively what you're feeling. It's usually an I statement, hopefully a feeling word, and then asking for time to talk. So, for example, I could say to my supervisor at work, I'm feeling overwhelmed. It's been hard lately with the varied projects coming through, and I would like to schedule time to talk about it. Say it's with a spouse. I have been feeling minimized. Like my opinion doesn't matter in some of these big decisions we've been making lately, and I would like time to talk about it. So the answer to that is when someone comes to you with that is to repeat it back. I hear you saying that you feel minimized or dismissed or whatever the word was I just said, and you haven't felt like your voice has mattered in some of the big decisions lately, and you'd like time to talk about it. Is that right? Yes. How about tonight after the kids go to bed, or how about tomorrow at 1, or whatever it may be, and you agree upon a time and then you go to it. From that purpose, when you come to that meeting, that person who willingly scheduled to listen starts the meeting by saying, you said that you were feeling minimized, and that your opinions didn't seem to count in the decisions we're making. And I would like to hear more about that. And they share, and you actively listen. I hear you saying this. I heard this. There seems to be, I'm hearing a few examples of this, that sort of thing. You do not get defensive. You do not put up walls. You do not start interrogating them. You are creating a safe place for them to say what it is that they are experiencing and feeling. Now, keep in mind, this does not mean that you agree. You don't have to agree with what they're saying. You could see it completely differently. You could see it completely differently. But you're saying your perspective is this. And when I said this, you felt this. Is that right? Thank you for sharing that with me. What else? This is a great catch-all. What else? Just give space. Now, you can ask specific questions like, how long has this been going on? Or can you give me an example of this? And when you say the word minimized, can you tell me more about what that means to you and what that looks like? And this is you genuinely holding what it is that they are struggling with and wanting to be a safe place for them to share. So the whole point of a seek to understand is that you would understand better where they're coming from, period. I think it's a great recommendation to set a timer. We can't do this forever, and it's not effective or helpful for it to spawn off into other conversations or for you to then share your side when you've been listening and seeking to understand. So the best thing to do, I think, is to set a timer, maybe 10 minutes. If you're still really doing well, it's not like you have to stop when the timer goes off, but it puts some parameters on it, and it makes a person feel like, okay, I can be dialed in for 10 minutes. I can listen without refuting or defending myself for 10 minutes. And then at the end of that time, it's just thank you so much for sharing. I hope you felt like I was trying to understand, because I genuinely am. And thank you for sharing that with me. And then you could say, I see it differently and I'm eager to talk with you about that. Could we schedule time for us to flip it and do seek to understand the other way tomorrow at 7:00 or whenever it is, and say the location of where you'll be. Let's meet on the patio. Lock up the dogs and meet on the patio at 2, this sort of thing. So at that conversation, the other person becomes the listener, and they are the ones giving a safe space for that perspective. And you don't refute it and you don't defend it, and you do the 10 minutes the other way. Then the third conversation can be, actually, we've really heard each other out. Let's meet and brainstorm what to do about this, or let's make a decision and make a plan for what our next steps are going to be. So the seek to understand is diffusing in some ways. It's validating, and the most important thing you can do with someone you love is to listen well. So a seek to understand conversation is a way to do that, and then you go from there. So let me know how it goes. Excited for you guys to try this.